Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, one of the guys coming through the comment section said, you know something? Talk about Tszyu versus Keith Thurman. I was going to do that eventually anyway, but here it is. My thoughts on Keith Thurman versus Costas Tszyu's son, Tszyu. Here you go. First of all, Tszyu is the favorite here. Tszyu is all that and a bag of chips. The man comes forward, got a punch repertoire, got a pretty good chin. He's been dropped a time or two, but he must really hit hard because you see people, the reactions to people. He has great confidence. His character's in order. He seems to be focused and disciplined. And it's somebody you're going to have to watch out for because that's people going to like him. He's got a new contract, I think. He's going to the States, USA, to go there for a year or two, handle his business, and get in the minds of the people so the people can really know who this is. They're trying to build him up as a superstar. And it's quite possible. He's he's Costas Tszyu's son, and he's bringing the goods. He's done enough, in my opinion. Sometimes we always keep asking them when they do stuff, hey, what's the next thing you got to do before people say this and before people say that? Who gives a damn what people say? Stop with that. Tszyu has proved enough already that he's awesome. We can agree with awesome. Now, Jermell Charlo was somebody he should have fought. But Jermell Charlo went up to fight Canelo, and then Jermell Charlo's been stripped of all his belts because he hasn't fought in a while. Speaking of Canelo, they won't do that to Canelo, though, who's doing the same thing, matter of fact, worse than Jermell Charlo, but he's not being stripped. But we ain't not going to go there right now. But Tszyu against Jermell Charlo would have been a good fight, and I want Tszyu to have a high-profile fight because at the end of the day, Tszyu seems like he's going to be the man at that 154-pound division. I mean, Fundora, even though he's big, should be playing basketball somewhere. Fundora, after being beat by Mendoza, I don't know how he's going to be looking. We'll see this weekend with Fundora. But at the end of the day, I think Tszyu is probably the baddest dude in the 154-pound division. So Keith Thurman is going to have it all to do when he goes and challenges this guy. Now, Keith Thurman should walk out to Roy Jones' song, Y'all Must Have Forgot. That's what he should do. Call Roy up and say, bro, I'm going to be using your stuff. Right? Because I'm going in here messing with Tszyu, and they obviously done forgot. Keith Thurman is much maligned. Keith Thurman is somebody who really, y'all must have forgot. And every time I hear stuff about him, it's like he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that. But let's be real what it is. Keith Thurman, when he was, welterweight champion, he beat the good. He beat Danny Garcia, which everybody can't do. Beat Sean Porter, which everybody can't do. After being rusty, right, and hurt for a couple of years, fought Manny Pacquiao real well, actually to a draw in my opinion, but whatever, right? But Keith Thurman we acting like he's nothing because he hasn't been active, and he does things that we consider to be weird, not finding yourself, not healing from injuries like others. You go heal yourself. But Keith Thurman, when he talks, you want to listen. Keith Thurman is a good interview. Right? He's going to be a good interview. And listen, he's probably not one-time Thurman knocking people out, but nobody, if your name not Deontay Wilder, keeps knocking people out no matter how good they get. With time, they're going to get better. Richard Pryor said it. Richard Pryor said, shoot, he can shadow box all he want. But he could go in there in the gym and hit a bag and he looks cool. But he said, hey, when you get in a real fight with the boxers, they get to moving. Ain't nobody just, standing there letting you hit him. And you turn around to the coach, hey, man, what's all this moving all about? It is what it is. Keith Thurman didn't knock everybody out, but Keith Thurman was a unified welterweight champion. And because he's been inactive, because of the injuries, because he was fighting, you're not going to just fight Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and come out of there unscathed. That ain't going to happen because he didn't beat him by far. Those was close fights. So, and he was hurt. I think the elbow and a few other things. So he had to just go out and take some time off. But y'all must have forgot. Keith Thurman, he is the underdog here. Does he have the power to keep Tszyu off of him? Will he be able to have the stamina like he's going to need to be on that bicycle a little bit? from outside. He's going to have to outbox the guy, right? Is he going to be possible to do that? The answer is a resounding hell no, he ain't. Right? Even though I'm going for Keith Thurman, he's probably not going to be able to do that. But that's where the beauty lies. Keith Thurman has an all to win here, right? Everybody's going to underestimate the guy. Tszyu is extremely formidable. Nobody's thinking Keith Thurman could do anything. So if Keith Thurman has it all to win, he doesn't probably even have to win. He has to make a competitive fight against Tszyu because this is his first time at 154 pounds, and then he's back in the mix if he wants to be. But I think at 154 he's going to fight anyway. You get too old, your metabolism done slowed down. You ain't getting back down to 147 pounds without looking like a skeleton. So at the end of the day, you know, being 154 pounds, we're going to see what happens here. But I'm sure, let's be real, we all think Tszyu is going to beat Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman, if he can really get himself into training, really get himself tip-top fit, we might have a fight here. And Keith Thurman could put himself back in the mix. So let's see what happens. We'll talk about it as we get closer. But as of right now, it's a pretty good fight. It's going to be at 155 pounds, matter of fact. And yeah, Tszyu is definitely the favorite here. But we'll see what that's going to mean. Thurman Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.